What up, world? What up, PFC Nation? Go on, Teeks. That was just an alley oop, man. I was just throwing it up there for you to slap it.
No. That's different. Wrong sport. That was a quarterback thrown across the middle to the wide receiver to get just smashed.
No, it was a dime. It was a dime. It was an Ozil pass.
Dime back?
Supposed to be left in there.
No, you just set Tiki up for concussions.
Yeah, he did, dude. Hospital ball right here. I had my arms up like this, dude, and I just got ribbed. Thanks,
Hey, if you're about this life, man, you get that pass off before you get
I got
punched.
the crocodile arms. Still want to reach. What up, everyone? Okay, enough with the NFL lingo. We're here 246. I know you guys missed us. We're supposed to have a couple review eps for you for the World Cup groups. Well, we're going to combine 3 groups today to get you guys caught up to speed and release the rest this upcoming week. As you know, the World Cup starts next week. Can't wait for it. But today we're going to discuss groups D, E, and F. Let's open it up with Group D right now.
Death.
Predictions. What do you guys got?
I'll see.
All right, I guess I'll go. Everyone's being shy. Al over there in his army gear, trying to be all inconspicuous.
Camouflage on us. If I stay still, they won't see me.
You can't hide, son.
Have your laugh. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Group D, I mean, Argentina. I think these top 3 favorites right here to win the World Cup. But Argentina, you have to have with that firepower going 1. And then I got Nigeria, man. I got Nigeria coming through.
Yeah, I'm going to match that too. I got Argentina, Nigeria. The other 2 teams in the group are Croatia and Iceland.
Man, you guys are nuts. I got Argentina and Croatia going through.
Oh.
You know what, Al? I apologize, man. I got excited. Tom said Nigeria. I was thinking the Super Eagles are back. My Africanism came through. You know what I mean? Got the tat right there and everything.
But now you're about to go back on your Africanism? Let's hear it.
No, you know what? No, it's Nigeria, bro. My bad,
Stick
man.
with it.
I'm all confused, bro. I was thinking Serbia over here. I was getting a little racist. Croatia, Serbia, same thing. No, I got Nigeria, Argentina.
Dude, the midfield access of Croatia, not to get into it too much, but Luka Modric, Rakitic, and Kovacic, it's ridiculous. That's an incredible access there in the midfield.
You know what, Al? That's a great point. That's why I'm actually going Croatia, then Argentina.
Oh.
What? Bold move.
And I'm doing that because Argentina. When have you first
last World Cup?
Just so everyone knows,
the three copas in between.
I'm babysitting the nephew at the moment, so I'm trying to speak a little bit less loud, so I don't wake him. Just so everyone knows, I'm going to be less animated than usual. But
what a relief!
Croatia is less to do with Croatia, more to do with Argentina. With Argentina, they've never had chemistry. It's always give the ball to Messi, see what he can do. Basically, look how they did, just going against the South American teams. I mean, they really made it.
To say they've never had chemistry, such a stretch. But good, I'll let you.
You don't make finals without chemistry outright. You know, I mean, I think they lean on Lionel Messi, like you're saying, way more than they should. But it works for the most part. It gets them to
lean on Messi.
Dude, I think they don't lean on Messi enough, dude. I think this team is almost burdened with too much talent. I still have him going first because there's no way this team is going to choke at this level. They made, I think, 3 South American finals in a row, losing to Chile. Either twice or 3 times they made it to the final.
In the World Cup before that.
Yeah, in the World Cup as well. So, like, there is chemistry there.
Dude, forget chemistry, man. Aguero, Higuain, Dybala, or Messi.
Yeah, but to Huss's point, man, they left it till the last day to qualify, or the last day to qualify.
There was turmoil early on in the qualifying campaign. They kind of came together towards the end. Little solidarity.
Hey,
Messi's hat trick.
Messi's hat trick, dude. There was no coming together. It was the heroics of Messi. And I think if this team realizes there's only one alpha on this team, of course Aguero's talented, Higuain's talented, Di Maria's talented, Dybala's talented. If they all realize there's a GOAT on our team, we all need to play beta role to this GOAT, give him the ball, let him carry us. Let's go Barcelona system. I think this team would win, man. Would win more.
Well, they can't go Barcelona system because they don't have Barcelona talent overall in terms of their attack. This is a top-heavy team. Their front line is ridiculous. All those players you just mentioned
isn't too bad, man. The defense.
The defense is
a Premier League
okay,
winner,
and their
bro.
midfield is okay.
I'm saying you got Rojo and Otamendi in the center back role. Those are strong Premier League defenders.
Otamendi Rojo's not a strong Premier League defender. He's an average to good. He's not strong.
That's all you need.
No,
Fully it's not.
No, I'm on the same page with Tom. Every single play that we mentioned that's top class is all offense. How many times have we talked about Jose because he's able to get the best defensive purpose out of these players? When you don't have a great back line, when you have a pretty good back line but not great, when you have an okay goalie but not great goalie, that's where they have to outscore players. So every time that you guys talk about Liverpool in the past, you have to outscore. Argentina has to outscore players. So I do believe Croatia is going to rise above in the group stages. I think Argentina is going to go further than Croatia. But
my thing is, who are Croatia's
I don't see them winning.
forwards?
I don't see Argentina winning the World Cup because when it comes down to it, they have all that offense talent, but on the defensive end,
Guys, since 2014, their defense has improved, dude. Let's not forget they made the World Cup final in 2014, and they held Germany till that late Mario Götze goal. You know what I mean? So the defense is not that bad. Like, yes, of course, the offense it's a top-heavy team. But I would argue maybe the defense might be the equivalent of Brazil's defense. You know, obviously Brazil has better individual players like Marcelo back there. But as far as a back four, I would say they have very similar back four ability-wise. And this team made a World Cup final, man. And since then, guys like Otamendi have gone on to prove and silence the doubters. Okay. They're about this life. He's got a Premier League title. I'm not sitting here saying Argentina is going to win the World Cup. I don't think they have enough to win it. But I'm arguing that this team is going to cruise to first place in this group.
Yeah, look, I'm with you on that Argentina is going to win this group. And please don't lump me in with whispering ass Huss who can't pat his chest because his nephew's got to sleep, all right? My concern with Argentina is the midfield. Who you have in midfield? That's where a lot of the games are won, right? Lucas Biglia, Eva Banega, all these guys are aging. I mean, Javier Pastore, they have decent. Their backline is good. Like, it's all right. It's an all right backline, you know. But their main weakness to me is midfield, and that's where most of the time the battle is won. That's where possession is retained. Yeah, that's old ass Mascherano he tore his butthole last World Cup. What's he gonna tear this World Cup?
Dude, concussion in 20 and is still was one of the best players on the pitch.
Come on,
I hate Argentina. I hate Mascherano for his Liverpool ties and Barca, but I mean his experience will be huge at this team. But and Lanzini got sent packing, by the way, Tiggy.
Yeah, I saw, dude. I was devastated, man. I tweeted about that. My dude, man, he's my little favorite underground player. Last 2 years or a season and a half or so, he's been riddled with injuries. Basically, ever since Payet left, this dude has been too weak in the knees to carry this West Ham team. Finally has a chance. I mean, he's called up to play alongside guys like Dybala and stuff. We're going to finally see this dude's magic in his feet. And he collapses, dude. ACL torn, done for the World Cup. So sad. Dude, let's talk about the Super Eagles, though, man. We're sitting here jockeying Argentina. But these Super Eagles, the first African team to qualify for the 2018 World Cup, they seem to be back, dude. They took a bit of a hiatus last 2 or 3 World Cups or so. They haven't really been doing well. But, man, they come in hot. They got young guys like Iwobi out there balling, young guys like Ndidi. And then they have experience like their captain, John Obi Mikel, who's been on the big stage basically since he was 18. I'm saying don't sleep on these dudes.
Dude, they get quality in the midfield and quality up top with the experience, like you said, of Mikel and Iwobi, Victor Moses in the squad, Wilfred Ndidi, you know, the Conte replacement guy to run the midfield.
And he's 21.
And you got Nigalo up top too, with Iheanacho. You know, now he's in China, but he was a Watford boy.
Forget Igalo, man. You're looking at my boy Kelechi, who you mentioned, but Iwobi. Iwobi plays a completely different role for Nigeria than he does to Arsenal. At Arsenal, he's more of a playmaker, creator, winger. Yeah, for Nigeria, he's a forward, straight up. And him and Kelechi work. They have a great little telepathic connection. They play very well together. Look, man, this is why I see them making out the group versus Croatia. I think they're going to score goals. Will they concede? Yes, they will. They definitely will concede goals. But I think that Nigeria is actually going to score more goals overall than Croatia will. And I think that's what will lead them to advance.
Well, the one thing that you said about Argentina is the one thing that Croatia definitely has. Their midfield. Al brought it up. I think one person that you're missing out on as well with Nigeria is Ahmed Musa. I mean, he was supposed to take over. Yeah, I mean, he was supposed to. I think for Nigeria, he's going to be a good player. We talked about all that young talent. It's great to see Nigeria coming up because they do have athletic players. They do have skilled players with Iheanacho, Iwobi, all those guys. And let's see if Mikel has anything left in the tank. But again, when it comes down to the back line and the keeper, is that the downfall?
Could be.
Yeah, I think it might be, man. If this group was slightly stronger, I think Nigeria would struggle for that second spot. But like Tom said, unless Perisic is scoring goals or that Croatian midfield is plugging in goals, it's going to be tough for them. They don't have an out-and-out number 9. Of course, they're bringing forwards. But
they got Mandzukic, but
Mandzukic has been playing out wide for the last 2 or 3 years. So, of course,
he can still do it, though.
Yeah, but on the World Cup stage, can he do it? He hasn't played that position in 3 seasons. Since Conte's there, he converted him to a workhorse, like right winger / left winger.
Just get the ball wide, get Mandzukic in the box. That's all it is. Let him do a bicycle kick or something. Granted, obviously, yes, their front line is they don't have any real number 9s in the squad, but you got Corluka, Old Man Rivers there at the back with Dejan Lovren Hussey, your boy. So defense isn't. I mean, like Argentina, it's not rock solid. It's probably a little weaker than Argentina.
Couple of 1-2 suspects.
A lot weaker.
You started high, then you started building down.
Croatia's the
suspects, dog.
I'm just saying,
suspect back line.
They're never to be taken lightly. But staying on Nigeria real quick, the unspoken thing really is their kits for the World Cup sold out in less than 3 hours apparently after they were released. Probably everyone loves the kits. They're not gonna lie, they're pretty nice, but they probably didn't have a lot of in stock at the time that they were sold. So sold out in 3 hours, but they're fresh, man.
Yeah, you know what? Man. When it comes down to it, we're talking about all these teams.
Yeah.
And yet we're not giving any respect to Iceland.
We're getting there.
I mean, when it comes down to it, Iceland is one of those teams that just seems to they prevail. Oh my God, I love Iceland. I hope to God that they can get to this stage. I would rather see Iceland go through than Argentina, just because they have so much heart. And then this is one of 2 groups of death for me, because you got Iceland, who's like probably the worst team, and yet they were disrupting everybody in the past 4 years. So when it comes down to it, this is a hard group. This is very difficult.
Dude, it can be a group of death with a team that has never been to the World Cup, man. Like, if Iceland gets knocked out in the group stage, it's not a big deal. Like, it's expected.
They're ranked 22 in the world.
Yeah, those mean nothing, man. To be honest, those are
it's gotta mean something.
I mean,
not much, man. Once you get out of the top 10, it's all a crapshoot. Like, the 11th team could lose to the 30th team. You got Iceland in Euro 2016 knocked out England. You know what I mean? Like, England.
Well, that could happen to anyone in general.
That's what I'm saying. So those rankings for me don't mean much. It's not like a league ranking where you're playing over 38 games. You're playing the same competition. That tends to mean more. When you're on the world stage, man, it just depends who's hot that time. You look at Wales with Gareth Bale, Euro 2016.
Wales.
They didn't even make this World Cup. You could have given them a top 10 ranking the way they were playing. They didn't make the World Cup. So for international, outside of that top 10, after that, it's all gambling. They knocked out Iceland. They knocked out England in Euro 2016. They gave France a hard time until France finally broke their back 5-2. They crashed out of the quarterfinals of the Euros, man. And you could somewhat argue that the Euros tend to be even a little more competitive because, there's no super weak teams or let me say there's no super inexperienced teams in the Euros. Usually, of course, there are at times like Iceland is. But, man, Iceland, they could do something, man. But, again, if they get knocked out, I don't think anyone's going to fault them for it. They're the smallest nation ever to ever qualify for the World Cup. So that in itself is an achievement.
Having said that, in qualifying, they did finish 2 points ahead Croatia in Group I, 22 points to 20. Only 2 losses. So, this team is resolute. They're tall. They're tough to break down. They're tough to compete with physically.
They're freaking Vikings.
And they will be physical. Yeah, they're descendants of Vikings, man. Any set piece is going to be dangerous. You got Gylfi Sigurdsson in there. He's their maestro. His right foot, man, is going to do all sorts of damage if you give him an inch. So it'll be interesting, man. And the fans will love it. People around the world who haven't seen the Euros from 2 years ago are going to fall in love with Iceland all over again.
If they play the same way, if Iceland crashed out of the Euros, bottom of their group, that story wouldn't be there. The reason that story is there is because they were a dark horse.
Dark horse, and I'm talking about like the fan celebration with the whole clapping, you know.
For sure, but that would have, I mean, if they crash out of the group, bro, there'll be no one crying about Iceland. Put it that way.
No doubt.
But you know what though? We talked about Argentina, we talked about Croatia, we talked about Nigeria. Iceland might be the team to watch for the fact that they might be able to steal 1 point, or at least take away 2 points from another team that will decide the group. So it's not even Argentina, Croatia, or Nigeria that will decide the group. It could very well be Iceland, who's the one that can, ruin someone's day.
Dude, this is a strong group all the way through, and I use the term strong loosely in that all teams have a major weakness within them. I think it's going to make it very competitive and very close. I mean, there's going to be no drop points.
Yeah, it's going to be a competitive group, man. It's definitely a competitive group, but like, you guys need to Google historic groups of death and then come at me.
I'm not saying group of death. Yeah, not even close.
Half of those teams aren't even in the World Cup this year.
No, you need like Portugal, England. Oh, thumbs down.
Phone slipped out. Sorry about that. Sometimes it pops out. Just got
earthquake
back in.
Yahtzee.
We're talking about groups of death. I mean, Italy's not in it. Chile's not in it. I mean, these types of teams aren't even in the World Cup. So when we look at every single group, a lot of these groups seem to be not that tough, shall we say. But when it comes down to it, at least they made it, other than the other nations.
We're going to be watching this World Cup. We're going to be like,
damn,
damn, this is a tough-ass group.
Yeah, man. I'm going to Google it for you guys. We can move on to the next group, but we'll revisit this before the end of the ep, because I think you guys are just excited about Iceland being in there, trying to call them group of death.
So what are the final predictions?
Yeah,
okay?
bro.
Are you Argentina, Croatia now? Or are you sticking with the Eagles? What's up?
Super Eagles. The Super Eagles. With Taribo West and all them dudes, man. I'm all about it. I miss him with his hair dyed. The Baba Yaros of the world out there dousing people.
Baba Yaro.
Yo, Babangida was a 99.99 speed in winning 11.
ISS, I think. Was it winning 11, the Chinese version?
I think it was ISS.
Yeah, I think it was ISS, man. This dude could shoot from half, score. If you guys were like hardcore video game players, winning 11 wasn't even in English yet, dude. It came out of China. Straight up balling ass game, man.
Is that a bald spot over there? This episode of the Podcast FC Show is brought to you by Hims, a new wellness brand for men. We've all seen the Wayne Rooney post-hair transplant picture and many others like it, and we can all agree, not that pretty. Hims looks to avoid this awkward situation by helping to curb your hair loss problems proactively and discreetly. Why wait until you're a cue ball before you decide to make a change in the way you look? Get that hairline from your teenage years back. Hims will help you regain your confidence with the ladies or men without having to undergo any drastic surgical procedures or dodgy medicines as seen on TV at 3:30 in the morning. The problem is, 66% of men lose their hair by age 35. But when you start to notice it, it's too late. Solution: go to 4hims.com, a one-stop shop for hair loss, skincare, sexual wellness for men. Thanks to science, baldness can be optional. Hims connects you with real doctors and medical-grade solutions to treat hair loss. Well-known equivalents to name-brand prescriptions to help keep your hair. No waiting room, no awkward doctor visits, and save hours by going to 4hims.com. It's so easy. Answer a few quick questions, doctor will review and prescribe you, and products are shipped directly to your door. No waiting in line, no wait rooms, none of that stuff. Very simple. So, if you order now, our listeners get a trial month of Hims for just $5 today, right now, while supplies last. See website for full details. This would cost hundreds if you went to the doctor or a pharmacy. So go to 4hims.com/FCsoccer. That's FORHIMS.com/FCsoccer. 4hims.com/FCsoccer. Check it out.
But all right, let's move it on. Let's move it on to Group E, man. And the favorites for the World Cup. Wow, look, you could argue Germany are the favorites, but Brazil, Switzerland, Costa Rica, Serbia, Group E. Man, this is a tough group, but my predictions for this group, I got Brazil going through, and I got Serbia with my boy Nemanja helping them finish second.
You kidding me? Ivanovic?
No, Nemanja Matic, bro.
Nemanja.
Branislav Ivanovic, you're thinking.
I know. I'm saying him too. Yeah, I got Brazil. This is gonna be a tough one. Costa Rica.
Oh, I like that.
I got Brazil and the Swiss, the neutral.
You would, Granit
Swiss.
Xhaka, you bum.
Go on,
You
Shaka.
fucking bum.
He's an international
They
baller.
finished
Don't
in
even
bottom
hate.
of this group. Finishing
International
bottom.
baller,
$10.
dog.
Without
Not an
Shaqiri-
Arsenal baller. Shaka's an international baller.
Without
Dog.
Shaqiri is nothing, bro. He's not putting this team.
You know he's
back.
gonna put in 2 bangers from outside of 18.
Yeah, and get 2 red cards while he's at it.
Well,
He's in
maybe
that
for
Liverpool
flexing.
contract.
Maybe for flexing.
I mean, this is a tough group. I mean, obviously
Oh,
Brazil.
here we
I think
go.
everyone's going to say Brazil is number one. I mean, Serbia, they just won 5-1 against Bolivia today.
Against who?
Bolivia, I know, but still, France went 1-1 against the U.S. So when it comes down to it,
True that. Bolivia and US are equal. True that.
they both not in the World Cup.
True
So
that.
when it comes down to it, I think they might be. Costa Rica, they have Nava. You know what? I think I'm going to go on the same boat as Al. I think I'm going to say Brazil and Costa Rica. Try to be so dramatic about it, but that's what I'm going with.
Well, I'm used
Love
to
it.
it by now, Huss.
Jump on. Man, I love that, at least 3 teams out of the 4 of us have been chosen for that second spot, man. You look at the team like Serbia, for me, it comes down to experience, dude. I'm not sitting here saying they're much better than Costa Rica or Switzerland. But that experience, man, you got guys like Kolarov in there, Ivanovic and Matic, just those 3 high-powered dudes, man.
You forgot somebody.
Go ahead.
The man, the myth from Newcastle. But they said, I don't want you anymore. Mitrovic.
Hey, Mitrovic.
That's the man, dude. He might. You know what? I might go back. I might go back to say Serbia now, just because of
robots.
Just because of that guy.
I joined Uber.
Damn. All right, tell me you joined Uber, bro.
I actually did. No shit. I actually did. Sorry about that. I was just looking up Switzerland's 23-man squad, and I like what I see, man. I like what I see. The guy like Brielle Mbolo, I know he's off on a long injury layoff, but he's come back now for Schalke. So, look, man, I like the makeup of the Swiss team. I think they're a very balanced team. And when I look at a team like Serbia, now, if we're talking Yugoslavia, I got them all day because that's some of the most talented composition of players. But Serbia, a very, very talented team. But what seems to happen is at tournament time, I don't know, man, there seems to be some sort of dysfunction, some sort of breakdown, some sort of lack in just execution. So I don't buy Serbia for that reason. I see Switzerland as more of a balanced team, and that's why I think they're going to get it done. And Costa Rica's the weakest team, I think, in the group.
For me, Serbia is going to go through just mainly because of work rate, not necessarily because they're going to outscore opponents. I think they're going to stalemate, or they could potentially stalemate a team like Brazil. Probably not. But as far as like goal difference and stuff, I think they'll lose to Brazil by the least. Just mere fact, man. They got that midfield locked down. It's an absolute battle in that midfield. But I can't sit here and say it's an obvious decision. Switzerland's a great shout. Costa Rica's a great shout. They could pull an upset. I mean, you saw them during World Cup qualifying. They were playing basically like the U.S. plays. They were absolutely doing work and kind of forced the U.S. out of the World Cup as well. So, or indirectly did. So, yeah, this group is a little more balanced outside of Brazil. I think is a roll of the dice. I don't even feel that strong about Serbia, but if I was a betting man, I'd go with Serbia in second.
Although I don't think Switzerland will qualify for the round of 16, I think their record in qualification is ridiculous. They went 9-1 with the 1 loss to Portugal. They beat Portugal in the first game, lost them in the last game. So, I mean, they were on par with Portugal, 9 wins out of 10. That's consistency. I mean, there was a good defensive record along that way. So I think they'd be tough to break down. I still see them not qualifying past the group stage, but I don't think they should be taken lightly.
Well, the 4 people that I see with Switzerland, first things first, Mbolo. Is he all hype? Is he one of those prospects that just fizzes out? Shaqiri, is he ready for that move to a top team, such like a Liverpool? Is he going to?
Not a top
No,
team.
no. What I'm saying is he going to really expand his talents in this World Cup and really let people know, like, look, my buyout is 12 million. Come get me. Xhaka, can he stay on the field? You just stay on the field without getting a red card.
He can. International. He's an international baller.
And-
There's something that happens with
Now, look,
but
honestly,
go
And
ahead.
then in the fourth, real quick, Lichtsteiner, who just is probably going to Arsenal, or I'm not sure if it's
Definite. It's
Yeah.
official.
Done.
Is it
Fine.
official?
Yep. New Gunnar.
That's good.
I've been told that I'm being way too loud and I'm
Pipe it
waking up
down.
the nephew.
All right, man. There's not much to be said for this group. Essentially, we could fawn over Brazil, blah, blah, blah. But, man, they should comfortably take this. They only lost one game in CONMEBOL qualifying, which is hands down the hardest qualification bracket in the world, even harder than the European teams because they spread out the European teams so the Giants don't kill each other. CONMEBOL, 10 teams, y'all are going at it. Like, there's no bullshit. There's no hiding. The teams like Argentina playing Brazil twice home and away, like, it's absolutely crazy. And Brazil fired their coach and went on a 9-game winning streak, was the first team outside of Russia to qualify for the World Cup. So they're coming in hot. I still have a question about their spine, not necessarily the players in the spine, but more when things turn, will Neymar be able to get everyone up? Or is he kind of like a bit like Pogba, where when things aren't going his way, he tends to start calling out his teammates? We'll see, man.
Hold on. Quick question about
Yeah.
Brazil. Who starts? Who do you want to start? Who do you think should start? Gabi Jesus or Roberto Firmino?
For me, Firmino, man. Firmino, because I think with Neymar,
Look how he's smirking.
I think with Neymar's movement, and you can put Douglas Costa on the other side or Willian on the other side, I think Firmino links up playing much nicer. Of course, Gabi Jesus is a beast, and he's also got flicks in him. But I think those come more naturally to Firmino. Firmino's basically had that starting position for all 38 games at Liverpool this whole year. So he's got practice sort of linking up Salah, linking up Mane, and before that, linking up Coutinho. So he's got experience at that number 9 position and incorporating his wingers into the play. Jesus splits time with Aguero. Of course, when Jesus is there, there's class about him. But I think by a split hair, Firmino should get at least game 1 and then maybe bring Gabi in game 2 to get his legs going as well.
Wrong answer, man.
How's you muted?
Gabi
How's you
Jesus.
muted?
Yeah.
Gabi Jesus has to be the guy starting for this team. I think with the experience and quality around him, he'll be allowed to shine on his own. Give him the ball. This guy, the back of the net is a magnet for the ball when he's got it. He always finds a way to score, even how young he is, inexperienced and everything. I think it should be his tournament. You know, he doesn't have the experience and all that, but I don't think it'll affect him.
I mean,
Firmino doesn't really have the World Cup experience either. Huss, that's what happens when you mute yourself. You lose your spot. But Firmino doesn't have the World Cup experience. But I agree, man. I think Firmino should start. I've come to the light now. He provides better work rate. He's played more consistently throughout the year. He's more mature. And I think he's just slightly more composed in the 18 than Gabi Jesus is. I think Gabi Jesus will become a better player than him, but for the time being, start Firmino.
So, I mean, I don't think anyone really can think I'm going to say Jesus on this one. For me, it has to be Firmino.
For me.
We talked about it before in the past. Literally, the only thing I can think of that Firmino is missing is world-class speed. He has the foot skills. He has the decision-making. He has the shot. He has the passing. He has the tracking back. He literally has everything but world-class speed. If you give him that, he's top 3 striker in the world, maybe.
You want a napkin, Huss? Get something on your chin.
I just naturally let it drip.
That's the
Drip.
Really, you should swallow it.
The additional incentive for this group to finish first is to avoid the winner of Group F, which will most likely be Germany. We'll roll right into that group. We're talking Germany, Mexico, Sweden, South Korea. For me, man, if you're gonna make a group of death arguments,
is it.
blah blah blah, this
Death.
might be it. This might be it. Only because outside of Germany, Sweden, South Korea, and Mexico are all somewhat equal teams. Of course, they have different strengths and abilities, but I think it's a more balanced group. I still don't think there's a group of death, but it's more balanced than freaking Eastland in there. I got my top two going through. Go ahead, Tom.
There definitely is a group of death, but
Please,
catch
bro.
that tomorrow. We'll delve deeper into that.
Yeah, I'm fucking poking you right
tomorrow.
now. Going through, man, I'm gonna keep Germany going through in first, and those North American roots. I'm gonna go Mexico, El Tri taking second.
Yeah, man, I got Germany top on the group, and then it's tough, but I'm gonna go with Mexico, following Germany to the next round, despite Sweden and South Korea both being talented.
So obviously it's Germany. Between the next three, I mean, Sweden left off Ibra. I don't think that actually hurts them. I think it kind of helps them to a point because they've been way better without him. So I'm still going Mexico. I think Mexico is going to be a dark horse.
Backfield to that one, bro.
But Korea
came out of left field, though.
But Korea, though, they're playing for like their lives almost. And I'm not saying the actual physical lives, but I'm saying that if some of them lose, if they don't do well, they have to serve 2 years in the military. So
that's why I'm picking South Korea to go through second, son. Let's get it. Son is out here,
Dude,
bro.
I was gonna say,
Son is about this life. He's doing this for
he
real, so he doesn't have to go back to the army, man. Germany, obviously number one, but
he's not going to go hang out with Al.
The motivation to not want to go to war is what's going to drive and help South Korea thrive and go through, man. All day. We're going to be talking about it like back when the World Cup was in Korea, and they were like, oh, Park Ji-sung and all these heroes. They're going to bring it back, man. I got South Korea all day. Shout out to my old roommate, Bumsick Kim. What up, Bumsick?
Man, talk about Germany real quick. 10 games in qualifying. They won 10 games. They scored 43 goals in 10 games. They conceded 4. They conceded 3. They conceded 4, scored 43 in only 10 games, man. Like, and they played the backups in the Confederations Cup. This team is scary. Like, I think they I mean, the last two holders, Italy, and the last one, or Spain, and the last one, Italy before that, holders of the cup, went out in the group stage. Germany looking to overturn that in this one, and man, they get solid across the board. Thomas Mueller, my boy, setting records up top for the World Cup scoring.
For what? Slowest?
Gonna overtake Klose. But yeah, dude, this team cake. I mean, should we even talk about it, or just gloss over it?
No, we need to talk about it because screw Germany. And I know my Germans out there. They're gonna be mad at this. Look, this ain't personal. Okay, you left out Leroy Sané, man. All right, and this man had been having an amazing season. I feel some type of way about that, and that's why I'm going against Germany in this one, man. Like, they're a definite favorite, but nah, yo. Germany, I'm hoping they take the L this World Cup. I'm tired of seeing them all up in the news, all up in the flashy lights of the finals. No, you didn't take Leroy Sané for that. I condemn you to a World Cup L.
Look, Germany, man, is the closest country we have to playing that Man City system. Like Al said, they're pouring in goals and not giving any up. I think, man, again, Germany are the favorites for me just because of that balance, that pedigree. They have the same manager who had them win the World Cup in 2014. They've had the same manager since 2006. So he knows what to expect from these guys, and these guys know what to expect on this big stage. Got guys like Timo Werner, newbies, guys who are looking promising, blended in nicely with guys like Thomas Müller, Al's boy. But for me, man, Germany, it's hard to ever go against this team. But going into the World Cup, they were on a 5-game losing streak or winless streak. They managed to snap it with a narrow win against Saudi Arabia. I was very, very, very surprised to see how well Saudi Arabia played. They had a bunch of basically Mahrezes out there. doing work, step overs. Couldn't quite find the net because obviously Germany have a wall or a couple of walls in front of their net. But I think Germany, there was a bit of a wake up call for them during these last few friendlies they played, and for that, I think it's gonna have them going in fired up.
So I got 4 things with Germany. First things first. Look at their goalkeeping selection. I mean, these are people like Leno doesn't even make the team. You have 3 great players, and they have 4, 5, 6, 7 different goalkeepers that are studs. So Germany, with their goalkeeping game, is on fire.
Should Neuer start?
Yes.
Yes.
And then the second one, and we're just gonna pass right over that. Then we got Hector. Still at Cologne. He's a guy that I really think that teams should not forget about. This is a guy that I really think can have a great future. And then 3, Marco Reus. I really hope he can get through the World Cup without an injury. I really want to see this guy have success because this is a guy that's just time and time again could be top 10 in the world, but yet injuries hold him back. And the 4th thing, does it help to be on Bayern Munich than a team outside of Germany to become on this team? You know what I mean? Like if you're in Germany and playing, does it actually help you to play in Germany rather than somewhere else? Do they take that into effect? And is that something that Bayern Munich actually holds over players' heads to sign them?
Dude, Bayern Munich wants these players to stay at home because it's like the production line to the national team. It has been for years.
That's what I'm saying. Is it holding players back when they leave Germany? Is it kind of like, fine, you have to perform to make this team, or we're going to choose someone in Germany over you?
I think everyone's freaking about Sané. Man, this manager's had Sané throughout World Cup qualifying. He's had him throughout these 5 friendlies where they were winless. He saw something there, man. And Sané's a young kid. He's going to obviously take over. I think it was getting Julian Brandt in there and Marco Reus, experienced guys on this big stage.
Julian Brandt's 22.
Yeah, but Brandt is hot too. He's the one who basically forced out Sané. So
Sané's hotter.
But that's even a bigger shot at Sané, dude. That's even a bigger shot at Sané in that the manager who watches him in training, watches him play for the national team, chose a 22-year-old over Sané. I don't know. I can't explain it, dude.
No, he said that Brandt fits better for his system with what he wants to do. And look, whatever, I respect Yogi Löw's decision, but man, when a guy's that hot, and who else on this German team could potentially change the game like Leroy Sané? For me, I only see Timo Werner as maybe another guy who can change the game with his speed, with how dynamic he can be. Ozil needs someone else in order to change the game.
Everyone on this team can change the game. It's just
Draxler.
You think you're talking about changing the game, like dribbling down the side?
Yes, that's what I mean. Who can score an individual goal by beating a couple of people?
But Germany doesn't play like that, man.
They don't need to
play like that.
And maybe that's why he didn't. That's maybe why he didn't make it. But for me, a guy, I always love a player who can do that. Look, Yogi Löw, for me, you made your grave, and now you're gonna have to lie in it.
All right,
you're gonna have to get on your knees if he wins another World Cup. All you guys bitching and complaining about Sané. I didn't know Sané had this much of a fan group. By the way, I didn't know.
Bro, if you ball the way he did, for me, it's more of like, it's almost like he's earned his spot. Like the way he balled, he earned his spot.
He clearly did it for the system. The coach who's been there since 2006. Again, this is not some newbie trying to make a name.
Let's talk about the
World Cup defending champion. Go ahead.
But hold on. Just staying on Brent real quick. Sorry, Huss. I mean, this is a guy who's played consistently in the last 4 seasons in Germany for Bayern Leverkusen.
It's a problem.
Featuring in 30 or more games in the last 3 seasons, where Sané's kind of bit part at Man City since his move. Even before that, he wasn't out and out starter, but he's not an out and out starter.
But he wasn't this year.
Yeah,
Brandt has been doing it since he was 18. Bro.
3 years, since the last World Cup, Brandt's been balling. 4 years.
Okay, but throughout those years, has he ever produced the amount of production Sané has this year?
Yeah, but Sané was playing on Man City, bro. I didn't see Sané with this production in Germany. I didn't see Sané with this production. Yeah, Alan with you.
Yeah, well, when he was in there, he was 18 when he was playing for Schalke.
Yeah, and so was Brandt. And Brandt,
but Brandt's 22 now. My argument is that if Sané would be doing more than Brandt is, and there's no way to prove it, but if they were both in Bundesliga, Sané would be by far the better prospect.
No, because when they were both in Bundesliga, like they were having similar numbers, but Brandt
But they were
had better.
different. But they were different ages too. So if you take Leroy Sané now, is what I'm saying. Not 18, 17-year-old Sané, but
No, but you're
whatever,
taking
man. Let's not beat
yeah,
a
fair
dead
enough,
horse
fair
here.
enough.
I feel the way I feel. You do. And for me, it's just to me as a guy who's earned it. When you ball that hot, maybe if you got like
For me,
5 and 5, all right. But man, when you get double digits, when you're balling like that,
all
you're
right.
scoring hat tricks.
Speaking of for me's and people who deserve to be at this World Cup,
You just passed me right over. You stepped over me, then passed me right over.
you want to add something to the Sané debate? I thought we were over.
No, I'm done with Sané. That's the thing that you brought it back to Sané, then you passed right over me.
All right, House. All right,
So,
Yergi Low. Let's go.
Take it away.
Yergi Low.
Take the wheel.
Low. Oh, now I'm being too loud again because of you. Yergi Low, overrated. Because look,
Oh my God! This is what he brought it back for?
No, he started in 1994. He went to Germany in 2006. That's his 8th team, 8th in 12 years. Or actually, no, wait, 94. Yeah, 12 years, 8 teams. He obviously didn't do really well. The bottom teams. He was handed. He was given a platter of the best players in the world, the best system of.
No, it wasn't the best system. He helped instill that system. He was with Klinsmann. He was Klinsmann's right hand.
Klinsmann was overrated. If anyone's overrated, it's Klinsmann as a coach.
I don't know.
Joachim Low is the number 2 who came in. You don't know about that? Klinsmann sucks.
Okay, you put Yergi Low.
I wouldn't say Clemson.
I'm exaggerating in comparison to Joachim Low, man. I mean, as far as
a
being
manager,
overrated,
Klinsmann hasn't proven shit as a manager. I can't say he sucks. I agree with you, Al and Tom. Can't say he sucks, but you can't compare him and Yergi Low now.
You switch him.
What you're saying.
Switch him.
What do you mean switch him?
Klinsmann still wins those World Cups with Germany, and Yergi Low does nothing with the U.S.
Not necessarily. There's no way to know that. Like, we can have a hypothetical, but that seems like a waste of time.
That's a ridiculous hypothetical.
At the end of the day, Klinsmann got fired from Germany. No, Klinsmann got fired from Germany, and they pulled his assistant, Yergi Low, and gave him the job. And 10 years later, less than 10 years later, they have a World Cup. Ever since Yergi Low's been in there, he sat down with the Bundesliga and says, this is what I want the system to be for Germany.
Yeah, I want corruption.
You guys are going into the youth systems. I want this so you can feed into the club. You try to retain the best German players to stay in the Bundesliga. Of course, but dude, at club level, he wasn't a club coach. He clearly realized that. He's not for the day-to-day. Some managers just can't handle that day-to-day. Like Sven-Goran Eriksson, one of the best national team managers, he couldn't do it for 38 to 50 games every time.
You got to give Low credit, man. When a manager wins, and like, even how he carries himself, man. Look at his swag. Like look at his style. Like he's
his finger up his
very
butt,
calm under pressure. Very
picking
cool
his nose
and eating it.
Nah, he's flicking them burgers.
Flicking them. Little swag right there.
Yergi Low is a boss, man. But to get off Germany for a second, talk about, for me, the most important man at this World Cup tournament, Rafa Marquez, 39 years young.
Oh my God.
Playing only the 3rd player in history to play in 5 World Cups. Was he a front for drug trafficking, cartels? Hey, jury's still out on that, technically speaking. But it don't matter, dude. This guy's going to be captain, taking free kicks, playing center mid, playing whatever. Javier Mascherano leading the line. This team, man, I love Mexico. Always do. Always have, man, especially with Marquez.
But they always underperform. And look, man, aren't they like a team that's arguably they've had so much talent, man. You think of like Hugo Sanchez. You think of, even like Dos Santos, like lately. Okay, he wasn't in Hugo Sanchez's class, but like Carlos Vela, Chicharito, like they seem to have these guys, Rafa Marquez, who go out and play at big clubs, Barcelona, Man United, whatever. But for some reason, they seem to underperform. And it was alleged they were out, maybe a couple of weeks ago, allegedly partying with some escorts and things like that. Now, maybe that will take the edge off, or maybe that will get some of the younger guys unfocused. So for me, I don't trust Mexico for that reason, man. I don't think this is the generation.
You need a release, man. You need tension release. That's all that was.
I think Mexico has performed exactly as this team has. Of course, they have individual talent. They have guys playing at big clubs. But overall, man, when you look at the heartbeat of this team, it was in the back line in Rafa Marquez. In the midfield, yeah, guys like Hector Herrera, love that dude, bit of a baller, but nothing special there. You have a guy like Chicharito who's been bouncing around. Carlos
Chucky
Velasquez.
Lozano, man, they got guys.
Yeah, Lozano. Yeah, man, but I'm saying, like, can you really see Lozano carrying any team to a World Cup? No.
No,
Can you
but
see
Mexico's
Herrera?
a footballing nation, man. I
Of course,
expect them
bro.
like
So's
to get out of the group.
Argentina. I mean, so's Argentina, dude. Like,
No, but
look,
my thing is they never like live up to expectations,
Nah,
or like
bro,
not even
I think-
expectations. They don't like even like surpass or like surprise
I
you,
think-
man.
No, they qualify for the round of 16, man. They always make it out of the group,
Yeah,
and then
man.
they lose. They fall that first hurdle. The last, like, I think, 4 editions, they've made out of the group and lost in the round of 16
Dude, and
consistently.
And I think that's exactly where they should be, dude. Like,
It
I
is,
think
yeah.
I think they're falling for that U.S. mentality where
But they're
the
due.
U.S. fans
They're due to
think
go
their
further.
team. Are they due, dude? I think they're weaker than they were last World Cup. I think they're weaker
Possibly.
than they are last World Cup, dude.
I do. That's why I don't see them making out of this group.
I'm not saying they're stronger, but I think they're due in a
Dang.
sense of, if not this one,
Yeah.
the next one.
No, that's that shit. That's that shit because Americans fear the Mexican team, so there's always this hype around Mexican teams. First of all, to get into
I
the
just
World
like
Cup, they
Mexico,
have no
man.
one
I like
beat.
Rafa Marquez. I like
I like him.
Chicharito.
We're not talking about like right now. We're talking about achievement. I like Mexico too. That's why I have him going through in second. I like him too. But as far as overachieving, dude, they've achieved exactly what they should achieve. Get out of the group, hope for a lucky draw, and maybe make a quarterfinal run once every 4 or 5 World Cup. There is no play. Just like the US, the fans get all pumped. Landon Donovan, of course, sent them to the quarterfinals, and that made the fans delirious. That was a lucky ass goal. Mexico's the same fucking thing, dude.
Without
Mexico,
Jermaine Jones too against Portugal, that wasn't that the volley or something.
yeah, but do you remember that game? Howard had to rescue him, dude. Howard had the game of his life.
Look,
in that
Thousands
game.
of
So,
people
and
right
I-
now are thinking, if you don't like America, you
when I
get out.
when I
Well,
picked,
dude, they're getting out of the World Cup.
when I picked Mexico, it wasn't necessarily because of certain players. It's the style that they played, the flow that they had, the rhythm between the whole group. And when it came down to it, they played as a cohesive unit, which is really nice to see. And you know what? You cannot measure the Mexican heart. Honestly, that team
I can.
has
It's called the round of 16.
okay, that's fine, but at least it's out of the group.
Yeah, that's my point. That's
Yeah.
the reality, man. At least it's out of the group. We wouldn't be saying that about Argentina, Uruguay, Germany. Like Mexico is
I
a
don't
middle,
think you can compare Mexico to those guys.
but Mexico is an Everton, West Ham, Burnley this year. Like that's exactly where they should be.
I'm just
talking
saying
about
they need to
group
go on a run, man, because Burnley surprised a lot of people. Burnley, no one was expecting that from Burnley.
There's
That's what I'm
no
saying.
run
No
in
one,
Mexico,
no one was
dude.
expecting that from Ghana. You know what I mean? Maybe Uruguay because they had firepower with Forlan and those guys, but what Ghana did in South Africa, people weren't expecting that. Like they just to go on that little extra burst, man. What the U.S. did, no one was expecting that. You know what I mean? Like Mexico, for a long time, they've had their chances to go and make that and push on, and they just haven't. And I think that they've been honestly like underwhelming.
They don't have that dude. Again, that leader was Rafa Marquez. With Ghana, they had what's his name?
Samoa Gyan.
Samoa Gyan. He was at number 9 or an attacking position. Mexico has to rely on Chicharito, and I love Chicharito. Devil.
No feet.
But no heat. Vela broke his leg, and that was the end of that. Giovanni Dos Santos is in and out of the national team. He was supposed to be that dude, the mini Ronaldinho. Never panned out. His brother Dos Santos is a number 6. He's pretty mediocre. Got foot skills.
Jonathan.
Again, Hector Herrera, baller. But again, nothing special. Lozano can play. Nothing
Corona?
special.
You don't
They
need to
have
be
no-
special. You don't need to be
Dude, for a
special to
run
go far
in
in
the
the
World
World
Cup,
Cup.
you need one special player to carry, like Gian did, like Forlan did.
You need
that
Javier.
one-
Javier needs to step up. He needs to get those 5 goals.
Mm.
Hey, you're asking for someone to step up. He's the guy to lead this side by scoring goals.
But he won't.
No. Forget about scoring goals.
Oh, I saw it back. Over under 3 goals. Over under.
I like
We'll
it.
set it up tomorrow. Hell yeah.
Oh,
I'll
set
bet.
it up right now.
$50.
$50 for what?
Forget about
He
scoring
goes
goals at the moment.
Chicharito.
Because remember Ocho, he can save some goals.
Hey,
Ochoa?
stop interrupting this bet
We're in
right
the
now.
way,
Was it
bro. We're
over
about
under
to bet
3
right now.
goals?
3 goals in what, the group stage? On the whole tournament.
Total tournament.
Dude,
Total.
you gotta give me better odds than that. 3 goals in what, 4
Yeah,
games?
that says they get out of the group.
That's not
So
stepping
you-
up, dude.
you
Diego
think they get out of
Forlan
the group?
step up. Oh, to get out of the group? I got him getting out of the group, bro.
You did that. All right.
Yeah,
So
yeah. I don't
four
think that.
games, 3 goals. You're afraid of 4 games, 3 goals.
Nah, dude,
Yeah.
they'll get that.
Those are
They'll
bad
get
odds
that,
for
but
me,
they'll
bro.
crash out in the round of 16.
Oh, Steph, I'm feeling the moonwalk here.
I mean, one game they can score 2.
moonwalk.
Yeah, bro.
3 goals is standard, man. 3 goals is standard for a decent play at the World Cup. It's standard for a decent forward.
Germany, you get
Nah,
no
that's actually
goals.
good.
Germany, you get no goals. Sweden, Korea, you're lucky to get 1 in each game. So that's 2.
That's what I'm saying, bro.
You give me 3 in the group stage. You won't give me 3 in the tournament.
A goal per game
tough.
per group stage is
3.
actually that's a good amount.
No, that's a good amount, but it's average. You're not signing a new contract based on
Chicharito
3
is
goals.
an average
Yeah, he's
center forward
changed.
compared
That's all
to
I
all
said
these
the
other
whole
guys.
time. That's all I said. He's average, bro. So I
So
expect him to get 3 goals.
This?
3 goals.
Yeah, I expect him to get 3 goals, dude. But that's not special for him. They need a Diego Forlan who's going to go get 5 or 6.
Dude,
That's
if
what they
he
need.
gets 3 goals,
So Al's saying he's getting
goals in the-
over 3. So which means Al's saying he's getting 4 goals, right?
No,
And
Al
you're
said
saying-
3 goals in the pool or on the pool, bro. We're back
Over
to
or
it.
under, man. That's what we got to go with.
In the
Dude,
pool.
if he scores 3 goals at the World Cup, he'll have more goals at World Cups than Wayne Rooney combined in all of his World Cups.
And what did I say about Rooney a few episodes ago? He's a
He was
world
a baller. He's one of the best players of his
champion.
generation. One of the
He
greatest
even-
of all time.
Right.
I heard
He's
it.
a
I was ready to tell
trump
him.
Yo, 3 goals in a World Cup is not average, my dude. It's not, man. That's
Five-
good.
five-
That's
yo,
really
five-
good.
5 is the top goal scorer in the whole tournament. 5 gets you the golden
Yeah,
boot.
bro. Two is like, all right. Yeah, like if you teach your
3,
you should get
you're
2
not getting
goals,
no
man.
contract on 3 goals as a forward.
It
You're just
depends how
not.
old you are.
Fine, because
It
of
depends how old
your
are.
bogus bet, Tiki, I'll give you 3 goals from Chicharito in the group stage, $15.
I'm in.
There you
I'm
go.
100% in.
Why
there
don't
you
you
go.
just do- why don't you just do Mexico in general rather than Cheech?
No, because I got Mexico going through, bro.
And I get Marquez going a free kick for 50.
I love that, man. Yo, let's move on to Sweden and we talked about South Korea, but Sweden, Emil Forsberg. Man, I thought this guy was 31. This dude has been balling since forever. I think he's 26 years old now, hitting his prime. Time for him to get out of Germany. He plays for Red Bull. Actually,
Come to Arsenal, son. Come to Arsenal.
He's been linked with Arsenal, man. He's your boy, too.
Yeah, I like him, man. Creative player. And if Ozil, that will give the new manager an option. If Ozil doesn't feel like busting his ass, all right, sit down. Emil Forsberg right in for you. He can operate on the wing as well. He likes that left wing, but he can also operate at that attacking midfield spot. So
I'm hesitant
I like him.
on him. I am, because there's so many times that Liverpool were rumored to be in on him. But I'm hesitant for the fact that I'm not sure if he's really going to bring it to England. So I could see him going to Italy, actually, and really doing work. But I don't see him coming to England doing work. You know what I mean?
Bro,
Speaking of Italy, he helped knock Italy out in the playoff. Sweden knocked Italy out to get into.
Thank
the
you,
World
Sweden.
Cup.
I love you.
I love it,
My
dude.
team of the tournament for doing that. I love it.
Absolutely, man. Italy can suck a dirt.
So put him through out.
It doesn't always translate. You may be right. Like we saw Mkhitaryan, balling in the Bundesliga, comes to Man U, doesn't live up. I like watching people play for their country, and for me, Forsberg, he steps up for his country as well. He's a baller. He's led Bundesliga in assists. So again, it doesn't always translate, man. But those 3, Naby Keita, Timo Werner, Emil Forsberg, those 3 at RB Leipzig have been the nucleus essentially. They have other players, but those 3 guys I think are guaranteed to do well wherever they go.
Okay. Well, I mean, Forsberg, I feel like he's one of those guys where he's good, and you buy him because he's good. You think he's going to be great, but he never will live up to that greatness part.
No, he's very good. He's not
very
great,
good, but nothing above that.
I'll take very good
and
on
sometimes
Arsenal.
he very good, man. But to take some heat off Emil Forsberg, a guy who deserves quite a lot of heat, man. Basically took over the reins from Zlatan Ibrahimovic. Marcus Berg, 19 games, 11 goals, 5 assists in World Cup qualifying. This is putting the team on your back. This is what Mexico would need. Numbers like this. This dude could fuck around and have more goals than your boy Cheech, Al.
What about Cheech?
I was Cheech and Chonging over there.
Tired. No,
Well,
fuck it, dude. No, I was just saying Marcus Berg. Fuck
Just-
around and
oh
get
my
more goals.
God.
Let's leave it, bro. Let's leave it.
Yeah, that was gone. All right,
Yeah,
Swedes, man. We know Ibra is gonna be cheering you on.
Is he though?
Yeah, secretly, but his ego may get in the way, but I'm sure he'll knock it aside for the love of his nation.
Yeah, I mean, the manager basically kind of chased him away. He was a bit of a distraction for Sweden. This is Sweden's first World Cup. They missed the last one. He took over. The manager took over after the Euro 2016 mediocre performance. So he's looking to shake up the squad. The squad looks excited. They have that confident win over Italy, a giant, an absolute national team giant.
This is arguably what would happen to Argentina, right? We saw how Ibrahimovic, Sweden played through Ibrahimovic. I mean, he was scoring bicycles from halfway, rightfully so. He deserved that. He demanded that attention and deserved it. I think it's the same thing with Argentina. Messi demands that attention, and he does deserve it. But it's just sometimes it's too much Messi. Sometimes it's like the world-class players around him don't know what to do with the ball.
You step aside and just let him run the show, man. I mean, Argentina won World Cup with Maradona because they did exactly that. They had one of the best in history.
Yeah, but he had other guys stepping up around him. No Higuain missing breakaways out here. You know what I mean? If Messi has other guys stepping up, then sure.
Yeah, if Higuain scores that breakaway, Tom's referring to the World Cup final of 2014. Higuain in on it. After that, man,
should have been Tevez.
What if Messi hits penalties?
Huh?
What if Messi hits penalties?
Yeah, look, a penalty I'll forgive over a breakaway.
Isn't that kid sleeping over there? You're making wolf noises?
I picked that. Of course it does. All right, that wraps it up, man. We covered Group D, E, and F. We're coming at you with Group G, and we're also going to come at you. Snacks will be joining the show to talk about World Cup free flow. There'll be a lot of bets going around, a lot of puffed up chests. Tom and I need to get into discussion with this Belgium-Brazil thing. We've been talking about it. The rosters are finalized.
Yeah.
Get into it next step.
Death.
And I'm going to show you guys the group of death, dude. I don't want to waste your time right now, but I got this article, and you guys are going to be embarrassed. Absolutely.
Portugal, Netherlands,
Iceland,
and like Ivory Coast or something. One World Cup.
Nah, dude, just
Portugal, Netherlands, Ivory Coast.
I know.
That's a group of death.
Dude, just a little hint. Argentina, Nigeria, and England, bro. And Sweden. Like, come on. That's group of death. Iceland, a team that's first year in here. Get out of here, guys.
Yeah.
But anyway, we'll get into it tomorrow, man. Thank you for tuning in, guys. Anything else before we go?
Neymar to Real Madrid.
Oh, shit. Hot takes. Yeah, we'll get into hot takes, too, on the next step.
Fantasy predictions for World Cup.
I love that. What were you saying, Huss?
Firmino before Jesus.
Dude, I'm with it 100%. All right, guys. Thanks for joining us. Leave your comments below Facebook.com/PodcastFC Show, Twitter PodcastFC Show, Instagram PodcastFC Show. You can find us everywhere. Let us know your thoughts. Let us know if any one of us are crazy. Let us know about the Herrera bullshit. Love that dude, but man, I feel like he just never lived up. But we'll get into more in depth about that. Chicha.
Okay. And not only that, but we're going to have the World Cup predictions going on.
Yes. Good
and then we're still figuring out the fantasy issue because we actually had a commenter show what. Oh, I'm being too loud again. The commenter basically said that they still had the Euro. Exactly, I know. But they still had the FIFA. They actually have the systems wrong. So once we all have that figured out, we're going to have the fantasy for the World Cup because this year, this is the time I take first place.
Okay, bro.
Yeah, right. This is the year you actually cry with tangible tears, on your face. This is the year.
I love it. Thanks for joining us, guys. We'll catch you soon. Peace.